93.3 KZOZ FM San Luis Obispo. The home of Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
They have no chemistry at all.
Dumbass of the Day brought to you by Peterson's U-Cart on Augusta Road in A-Town. They've got all kinds of stuff ready for your landscape needs coming up this spring. How about Walk On Bark? It's on sale right now. Check out their website. You can find out everything they can offer you to get your yard in tip-top shape. Go to Peterson, the letter U, cart.com.
How pathetic can some people be?
If you work in a drive-thru, it's terrible because people talk down to you all day. They just treat you like you're stupid because you work in a drive-thru and you're clearly a dumb person. You can't do anything else with your life. You're dumb. You're an idiot, right? And like you can be as nice as can be to these people. Like I was very polite when I worked in the drive-thru. I'd be like, "Hey, here's your food. Have a great day." And they'd be like, "Thanks, idiot. Good luck with your baby." And I'm like, I don't have a baby. I don't know what that means. But it was the worst when, like, you would make a mistake in a drive-thru. People will lose their minds. It's insane how crazy they will go. Even when that mistake isn't your fault at all, right? Like, I'm working at a drive-thru one time, and a guy comes through. He orders his food, pulls up to the window, pays for it, and then drives away without his food. Okay? That is clearly not my fault, right? Like, I made no implication the transaction was over. I was like, "Hey, buddy, go and take off now." No. I didn't say anything. He just decided it was his time to go. And went, right? It's not over. I know you're very excited about that part, but it's not over. 15 minutes later, he comes back through the drive-thru, like very angry at me, and he pulls up the window like, "Hey! I did not get my food!" I was like, "I know. You just left, buddy." Like, I thought it was funny, you know? But he was really upset, like it was my fault or something. He was like, "How come you didn't, like, run after me or chase me down?" I was like, "Oh, because I don't care enough to do that, right?" Like, I work in a drive-thru. I clearly don't even care enough to chase my dreams. You know, what do you want from me right now? Yeah. Good luck with your baby, idiot. Have fun.
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ.
It's tough, and you and I usually disagree on what happened in this situation. We would handle it differently, and that is a guy, this happened in Sacramento at a Wingstop. Love Wingstop, by the way. Love it. My favorite chain restaurant wings. But this guy ordered some wings. Apparently they came out wrong, so they went back to make them again. Came out wrong again.
They take the wings that they messed up and make them again, or they start anew?
Oh, it doesn't say. That drives me nuts, though. It's like
when they say, "Oh, we'll go put it back on the flame," you're like,
There's something I learned from you, though. There's something I learned from you, Jeff.
Yeah, you can't argue with them about it. You're just like,
you have to understand where you're at. If you're at a fast food restaurant and you're making all these changes to the order and expecting it to come out the way you want it, you're a moron. These people don't care. Good luck with your baby.
Well, maybe.
Number one. And number two, a lot of times they just can't comprehend everything you're asking them to do, because when you go and order a certain combo or a certain burger or taco or whatever, they hit a button. Right, now you start modifying it, that's when it gets a little tricky.
I call it the paying with cash model now. Like if you go to some places, like I noticed Trader Joe's is like this. They, especially during the pandemic, they're like, you try to give them cash and they're like, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah. If you try to give somebody cash, you might as well be, have the Green Reaper mask on.
Yeah. So then if you are...
Talk about cancel culture. People that try to pay with cash right now?
Scourges of society.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah, you nasty cash payers, you. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing if, you go too deep with your special order. Like if it comes down to like, hey, can I get light lettuce on it or something like that? Usually they can get that right. But once you go 2 or 3 deep on your requests for how you would like your order changed, to throw it all out the window. It's going to get messed up.
Buddy of mine, after we get done fishing, we always like to go to this certain restaurant at this certain lake. And, he always gets the same thing, buffalo chicken wrap. No lettuce, because he doesn't want, it's a hot chicken wrap, He doesn't want lettuce in there with he doesn't like lettuce. He hates lettuce. Every time he gets it.
To each their own?
Every time.
His body, his choice?
They're like, all right, we'll bring it out to you. Every time he gets
lettuce
there's lettuce in it.
I mean, they're not going to change it because it's such an absurd.
Why don't you order something else? You know it's going to come with lettuce with it I sit there with him, and he's like, no lettuce. You heard that right? No lettuce, no lettuce, no lettuce. But unfortunately, the person taking the order is not the person making it.
Yeah. And then the guy making it is
who
the hell's going to order something, a wrap without lettuce in it?
It's really good, but I know they're back there paying these, chefs.
Well, now that
minimum wage, so they're not.
Now that minimum wage is going up, maybe you'll get a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, it's the same person.
Quality when it comes to your.
This guy got pissed.
Chicken wraps.
When the wings came out the second time wrong, he lost it. He ended up grabbing the cash register and throwing it through the front window of the store. This all was captured on a cell phone. By the way, you can see that on our Facebook page at Jeff and Jeremy. Let's try to listen to some of it here. It's pretty crazy, but give it a listen.
I don't want the food. I don't want to wait. I don't have time to wait on the food again. Okay, so now what do we do?
It's either you get the food 3 days and you go on the house today and stop yelling at my other manager because that's
Cash register time.
Yep. Threw it on the ground a couple times first.
CRT.
Let me tell you, this
cash
guy,
registers are
this
heavy.
guy is a big looking dude. He looks Pacific Islander to me. I can't tell, but he's just a big.
Well, he's got to be strong.
Samoan looking dude.
He's got to be strong because if he's picking up a cash register, those things are not light at all.
Oh my god!
That's how you throw your weight around. Is you literally pick up something really heavy.
This is what the eyewitness that videotaped the thing said about the whole thing.
I was telling him to calm down. I was like, you don't want to go to jail. You don't want to go to jail. Definitely when I seen that, I was kind of shook up a little bit. They were definitely shook up behind. The ladies behind were definitely shook up.
Yeah. That would freak me the F out if I was sitting there and this big-ass dude lost his damn mind. But at the same time, I understand his frustration. Most of us would not do what he did. We think about it in our minds. It's like, come on, man. I don't have time. You've already remade my order twice. This is fast food for a reason. It's called fast food because I came in here because I don't have a lot of time.
You take the lumps, though. Yeah, you just got to take the lumps. I mean, you know what you're getting into. I mean, you get what you pay for type of situation.
Right.
Like, I understand being critical if you're paying a lot of money for the meal, but if you don't, then you can't really get all that critical about it. To be honest with you,
he got away, but the police have his name, so I'm sure he's going to get charged. I mean, he threw the cash register through the front window. I mean, he did a lot of damage. Plus, those registers probably aren't cheap. They're all computer now. There's a little bit more.
It's definitely shocking. A little overcompensating for 5 wings.
Yes,
but I mean, I understand his anger. Definitely not his actions.
I feel bad for society. I think the pandemic is getting to people's heads.
Yeah, I think you're
That's
right.
Crazy.
5 wings.
Wings are important. Trust me. I love to eat, but it's not worth it.
How could that big ass guy only eat 5 wings? I can easily kill 10 and maybe a few more.
Maybe that's how
he was a big dude.
That's how he keeps his muscle mass up, Jeremy, so he can pick up cash registers.
Malnutrition?
Yeah, maybe just a snack. That was just a snack.
Congratulations.
Whatever it is, he takes his eating seriously.
They didn't share his name, but we'll just call him Crazy Wingstop Pissed Off Customer Guy. You are Jeff and Jeremy's
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Don't be a dummy when it comes to your landscape supplies. Go to Peterson U-Cart on Gusta Road, just north of Quickie Car Wash in Atascadero.
We load, you cart, you stay.
Jeff and Jeremy here. If you have been in way too many meetings via the Zoom or whatever program you're using, Zoom seems to be the most popular, and you're trying to find ways to get out of it, there's a developer, an app developer who's come up with this. You have to do at least 2 of these a week, right?
Yeah, but I've figured out a way to get out.
Oh, you got a way?
I get out. Some weeks I'll get out of both, but I can usually get out of one or the other.
Well, last minute pinch. Maybe you've exhausted everything.
You know what? They're going to start saying, "Why do you make appointments for these times?"
That's the only time they can see me.
So I need to.
The only time they have time to see me. I know it's a weird coincidence.
That excuse might be exhausted by this point.
This app is called the Zoom Escaper app.
But if I go to Zoom Escaper, I can add echo to my voice, so I can make myself echo, feedback.
No,
it's great, isn't it?
I've just do this until no one is willing to be in a Zoom call with you anymore.
Yeah, no, the lack.
Oh, you got to go, bro. We can't do this.
The lack of having the technological, like I've thought of it before because people have gotten out of meetings. So they're like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. We can't hear you. And he's like, and then you'll write in the comments, I'm trying to talk to you guys. I don't know what's wrong with my mic. And then eventually they're like, okay, get out of the meeting. We'll talk to you later. And I'm like, oh God, that's genius. I got to do that. I've got to be able to do that. But now Mike's already done it. And what am I, we can't have this happen all the time. And now I've already established that I have a very reliable connection. I needed to start that out in the beginning.
Yeah, it could be some malfunction in the, I don't know what's going on. We got some weird internet thing going on where it's echoing and that's annoying. So they're like, we'll just get you caught up later.
The computer had a mega bug this week. It couldn't print anything out. And it affected some of the functionality of some of the other things that went on, and the engineers had to come in here and they had to restore it to an earlier date and all that stuff. So settings have been a little bit off.
Let's see. There's also the Zoom Escaper app, by the way. Not sure if you have to pay for this or not.
App? You say app? Is it just phone, or can you put it on your computer too?
It's a web app. It says that plays audio effects. Here's a baby crying. I don't think this is a good one.
You don't think that's a good one? Why not?
Because I'd be like, you need to get your kid in check, dude. Get a babysitter.
Get a babysitter? You can't get a babysitter during a pandemic, bro. Come on.
This one is makes it sound like noise outside your home. It says.
Oh, this is cool. So I'm looking at a screen cap of the app right now. There are 8 different things that you can bring in.
This annoying?
Construction's one of them. Sorry, somebody's working on the house. That's the only time they can come over and do it.
The dog outside.
Dogs. There's a bad connection one, which will actually take your audio and your video and make it choppy. And then there's one that you would probably like the best, Jeremy, and it's called urination.
Yes.
It is somebody peeing into a toilet. And in that toilet, you're like, oh, sorry, I must have been peeing, and they're like, oh, man, get out of here, man. Oh.
You mute the camera, or not mute the camera, but you make it so the camera's turned off, but then they just hear you peeing. Gosh, this would be a lot of fun to mess with.
I become very tolerant of all these distractions. And I just say, oh, it's okay, I understand.
I noticed you were the other day. We had a bad echo when we were talking to the guys from Young Dubliners.
We'll work through it. Yeah,
and I was driving me nuts.
Guy. It's fine.
But I haven't done that many Zoom meetings.
You move through it. You just move through it.
We're doing something like it. It's called the Happy Hour with the folks from Tascadero. That's going to be this upcoming Thursday at 5:00. And so hopefully we'll have no bugs. But if we start hearing Jeff's, peeing in the toilet, we know that he's messing with us. Anyways,
but that's not on Zoom though. That's on StreamYard.
Well, it's similar.
But I don't think the app will apply to StreamYard. Only Zoom, because they're going to develop it for the most popular of the services.
But the thing is, you could get sound effects on your phone and just play it into the mic, and or just play it in the room next to your mic, and people, it would work the same.
Jackhammer.
Whoa! Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy here. We're on Alexa. Say, hey, Alexa, start KZOZ. Start 93.3 KZOZ. Something like that. And then you can listen to us right on your Bluetooth device. You can also get the KZOZ app at KZOZ.com on your app store. It's totally free. Or you can just go to your browser, KZOZ.com. Take us anywhere. Bluetooth us in on any of your devices.
A.OK. Walker Luxury Auto Works. Have you read the reviews on A.OK. Walker Luxury Auto Works?
I have to say I have not.
Not very good right now.
Is it local? Is this somewhere like
No, this is in Peachtree City, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
There was a gentleman who decided to quit his job. He said it was a hostile work environment, and he was going to be giving his 2 weeks notice. That is when the owner got up, put his hands on his head, and walked out the door and disappeared for like an hour. Andreas Flatten was the guy that was quitting. He sat there for an hour and then said, okay, I guess I'm just going to leave. And he left. But he said he left his job due to the toxic work environment, and he was still owed $915. His boss at A.OK. Walker Luxury Auto Works said, okay, I'll pay you that in January. He never got the check. And then Andreas contacted the Department of Labor in Georgia and said, hey, this guy still owes me $915. So the Department of Labor gets a hold of him. Fast forward, it's March now.
Oh, what a pain in the ass.
He gets 500 pounds of oil-covered pennies dumped in his driveway in the middle of the night.
What a jerk.
So they ask him about this.
And he was just mad because the guy quit? He must not have gave him notice?
He did. He gave 2 weeks notice. He was just mad that he quit, period. He didn't want
So he wasn't going to pay him, and then when he was forced to, he was like, all right, I'm going to be a complete jerk about this.
Yeah. This is what he said about when he gave his 2 weeks notice.
He froze there and stared at me for like a straight minute. I remember this so clearly. He gets up, puts his hands on his head, and just walks out the door and disappears for like an hour. I'd never expected him to pay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The guy just can't handle rejection.
He doesn't want, you're going to quit this job. I fire people. I don't let people quit.
He just left for an hour because he was so upset that the guy quit? I mean,
well,
never had anybody
he's
quit
been
before?
harboring this for several months now because this happened back in, I believe, in November or December. And then decided, hatched up a plan to put 500 pounds of oil-covered pennies in his driveway, which is going to cost way more damage to your driveway than the $915 that you're getting in pennies,
right?
Because of the oil stains from it. Local TV reporter tried to reach Walker, the owner of A.OK. Walker,
the oil penny guy,
Luxury Auto Works. He tried to reach him.
I'd sue the son of a bitch to fix my driveway.
Yeah, it'd be like, okay, now that $915, now we got to get more money here. We got to get more money coming in the hoppers here. This is what the TV reporter happened when they tried to reach him.
I asked you at all about the pennies? Do you know anything about that?
I know tons about it. What's wrong with it?
You did drop the pennies over at that person's house?
I don't know if I did that or not. I don't really remember. It doesn't matter.
Did it or not?
He got paid. That's all that matters. He's a weenie for even bringing it up. I just told you exactly what I had to say. You guys are what's wrong with the world. Get the off my property, okay?
Wait, was that guy British? The reporter was British, was he not?
Oh, because
he sounded like Piers Morgan. Is that what Piers Morgan's doing now that he quit his other
Jeremy,
job?
I'm telling you right now, in order to restore confidence in journalism, the media conglomerates, the Scripps, the CNNs, the USA Today's, they're all employing Brits because Brits are
trustworthy. I don't think so.
And this guy, they can make him sound really mad and really get underneath
I
his
asked you
skin.
at all about the pennies? Do you know anything about that?
I know tons about it. What's wrong with it?
I know tons about it. In fact, it's about a quarter ton because it's 500 pounds. Leave me the hell alone.
Pennies over at that person's house?
I don't know if I did that or not. I don't really remember.
He doesn't really remember.
You weenie? Oh, the guy, he called the guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oil covered pennies in his driveway? Crap. I do that 7 times a week. You want me to remember one?
Oh, this stuff
You want me
makes
to
me so
remember
happy.
one? With some weenie?
It doesn't matter. He got paid. That's all that matters. He's a weenie for even bringing it up. I just told you exactly what I had to say. You guys are what's wrong with the world. Get the off my property, okay?
All right. Thanks for the soundbite, because now I'm not going to be working in Georgia anymore. I'm going to go work in Washington, D.C. for CNN.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.